Alright, hello everyone, this is Mr. Rich Reviewer. First off, sorry for not making any videos for a while. I've just been too lazy in midterms and everything like that. So, this video is not going to be much as a review, as in just kind of telling everything. So this is just going to be like, I'm just going to show every console I have and controllers and stuff. Alright, so let's get to it. And and a small review of each. Alright, first off is N64, and by the way, these aren't in any particular order, it's just whatever one I grab. Alright, so I have two versions. I have the original black version, I have this kind of grape version. I would show you the original black version, but my brother is actually borrowing it, so I can't really show you it, obviously. So, yeah, it came out in 1996. It was a 64-bit console. Like I said, it's just going to be a small review of each console, so I could get everything in within the 15-minute range. Alright, let's move on to the next console. Alright, the next system I own is the Nintendo Entertainment System, probably known as the NES. It's released by Nintendo. Oh yeah, the N64 was also released by Nintendo too, I say that. It was their first console, revolutionized gaming, making a new, reviving the game industry from the game crash of 1982. And yeah, this is just an expansion port. They didn't use anything for it. They actually went ahead and covered it up with plastic. That's why there's like a little plastic vent right there. If you cut this piece off, you actually could see the extension port, and that'll be like an extension port, like on the N64, where you could just plug up peripherals or something that they were going to add later, but they just never made. And yeah, this also came out in 1995 in New York only, and then came out to the world in 1996. Okay, so let's move on to the next console. Alright, the next console is the Super Nintendo Entertainment System by Nintendo, otherwise known as SNES or SNES, like I like to call it. It's a really ugly console. It's just a block, basically. I mean, this is one of my favorite consoles out there. Obviously, my favorite either being the NES or the N64, or the SNES. It's just hard to say. I mean, Nintendo just makes great consoles. And, yeah, nothing much to say. I mean, it came out in 1991. It's 32-bit. And, yeah. I think I already made a review on this, but if I didn't, I would be making one soon. But I think I already did. Alright, so sorry about that. Alright, let's move on to the next console. Alright, my next console is the Nintendo GameCube. Came out 2001, and it was also not their best looking console they ever made. But it was a great console for it. I loved it a lot. I played Kirby Air Ride and Super Smash Bros. On it, and then you plugged up your disc right here, and then you just close it, and then it slowly opens. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not slowly opens, but you get the idea. It was just a good console. Alright, let's move on. I do have a Nintendo Wii. It's downstairs. I don't feel like bringing it up. I don't know why. I just don't feel like it. So let's move on to the next console. My next console that I have is the Sega Genesis, released, I believe, in 1989. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This is Model 2. They made 3 models. Model 1 is the more known version. Model 3 is like a sleeker type of thing. But they all are great. It was also manufactured by Sega. Nothing much to say. I mean, it was an awesome console. It was 16-bit, and yeah, yeah, nothing really much to say. It was just a really good console. This console is the Sega Dreamcast, released 1999 by Sega. It had a really short lifespan, actually. It was only a 2 years out. It was came in 2001, excuse me. This actually had a Wi-Fi line, so you could not Wi-Fi line, whatever you call it, hooks up to your internet so you could play online. Not a lot of people played it, but hey, it was good for the time. And then this is just like awesome, like if you open it, it just slowly brings it up like the madness inside. There's this awesome console. It has some weight to it. But besides that, it's a really good console. I don't have too many games for it, but okay, let's move on to the next console. And this is a Sony PlayStation 1. I'm not sure when the released. I'm pretty sure 1996. Please correct me if I'm wrong too. Released by Sony, and to see right here. It's a really big console. I think it might be as large as the NES. Let me see. Like width-wise, not length-wise, but width. Yeah, so if you have an NES, it's about the same exact size. The NES is a little bit bigger. But yeah, nothing much to say. Alright, so let me move on to my handheld. I do have a PSP and a 3DS, but they're not in this room, and I'm just too lazy to get them. So this is a DSi released by Nintendo, 3rd generation of the DS. I did have the original DS, but it broke it. It broke. Let me rephrase it. Yeah, it broke. And yeah. A second. I have. Oh yeah, here's the console I've got. Sorry, I've got two consoles. I have an Xbox 360 from Microsoft, and then I have an Atari 2600. So sorry about that, I just forgot. Those are both amazing consoles, especially the Atari. This is FC Mobile 2, plays NES games, and it feels kind of cheap, and it smells cheap, but it plays NES games. I can't argue about that. That's just awesome. Here's a Game Boy Color released by Nintendo in 1996, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. 1998. Sorry about that. Played color games, and yeah. Never mind, I do have my 3DS with me. It's my Game Boy Advance I left downstairs, so I do have a Game Boy Advance. Wait, no, it's actually right here. Alright, so PSP is the only thing I'm missing. Okay. Game Boy Advance released by Nintendo and 3DS released by Nintendo. Both amazing consoles, especially 3DS. And then, last but definitely not least, one of my favorite, my holy grail, if you want to call it, of my collection, my Donkey Kong 2 Game & Watch. And this thing is just amazing. I'll be making a review on this later, so we expect a video next week. So yeah, sorry I haven't made a video, and hope you like this video. Sorry I had to talk fast, but I had a 15-minute time span, so yeah. Comment, rate, subscribe, comment me, just do whatever you want to support me. And yeah, thank you so much. Remember, never give up retro gaming.